Hey. Hey. Okay, so as I was saying, oh, looks like I'm undressed. Plus, this way you can see the baby if he decides to join us. Anyway, these glasses here. Try to remember what I did with the ones from yesterday because I don't know. Eat a couple of these chips. And I have, y'all know I cut the bag in half. Turns out I burned myself. You can see here. So I didn't realize it was burned that bad. And just now I felt a little something and I was like, did I get bit by a mosquito? And I was kind of picking, and it was dark. It was a whole dark scabbed area. So I just kind of started picking at it. And I just pulled it right off. And as I pulled it off, I remembered that I was putting pans in and out of the oven. And my hand went up and my wrist went up and bumped the top rack. So I'm deciding now whether I want to put my infused hair oil on it or straight up RSO. Normally, I would use straight up RSO. So why don't I do that? Because if I use the oil and it doesn't heal as quickly, I will swear that it would have if I would have used the oil. So we're going to take it. I have this toothpick because it's flat on the end. And we're going to just gather up some of the oil that has seeped. Anyway, get it the best way you know how. Because I don't know how you store your oil. I don't know how you store your wick. So I have some here on the end. Ah, there it is, up against my cheek. You can see it up against my cheek. Ooh, but you can see my neck wrinkles. Oh, how about this? How about if I look down? Framed by my freckles. And let's put it on. Let's apply it, shall we? Put it right on the outer edge. And then smear it. I'm going to smear it across the wound. And for document's sake, it is okay. Now, a lot of people would, it doesn't hurt at all. I don't know that it would never hurt anyone, but it doesn't hurt. And I'm trying to think if I ever treated a wound with Rick that hurts, and I don't recall. So I guess I'll say no, because it seems like I would remember putting it on a wound and going, it stings. Because we remember when we put that alcohol on shit, don't we? Let me get this out your way. Because he wants to lay in front of me, but he is not about that. He's not a cannabis lover. Are you, baby? I wish I was more comfortable with my knowledge about the healing qualities when his big brother was still alive. When his big brother got cancer from the kitty jab. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? We would have healed him ourselves. Don't you duck back from me, you little monster. He's a dirty little dookie. He's a dirty little dookie. He's bathing. I love you. Mommy loves you. Mommy loves a baby so much. I love you, love you, love you. Mama loves you, loves you, loves you. You a cute, cute baby. And I love you so much. You my sweetheart. And you mean the most in our lives. Your mama and daddy, we wanna care for you and make sure that you live the longest and the healthiest life. Everybody sing. Yeah! You are, baby, we love you so much. We gon' hug you and make you feel our touch, 'cause you love us like we love you, and we do it all together. Y'all, He loves my horrible singing. I don't know what that is. He loves my horrible singing. He fetches much longer. He doesn't do the booty twitch when you scratch him right at the tail where the tail meets the top of the booty on the top. He don't do the booty twitch when you do that. The first cat I ever seen that doesn't headbutt. But I'm okay because he's so assertively loving and cuddly in other ways. Although you can't tell. And yes, it's mostly when it's sleep time. But he is coming into his maturity and he is chilling out. He does like these chips. Should I give him one? I like to give him a piece big enough where he can lick the flavor out. He likes to take it to where he wants to take it. Here. Y'all know I'm baking right now. So, yeah. That's what it look like. There's black stuff. Just look like tar. Tar. You know, I heard it described as tar. Having tar texture. Tar appearance and texture. I can't see anything else. Tar. And it tastes pretty bad, but you get used to it. And I don't know if you get used to it because it's not really as bad as it seems. It's just really concentrated and there's so much of it in such a little inkling of amount. If you supplement your wellness with it regularly, after a while the taste is not so bad. And in fact, I've known people who have acquired a taste for it. Not to where they will use it for the taste. It's not that delicious, but you know, they can tolerate the taste. And Mr. is one of those peoples because, you know, he is huge on its medicinal use. And so am I really. You know, at our age, when you get at middle age, even when we use it recreationally, like when we get ready to watch a movie or, you know, or if we're enjoying family's company, and those are all regular enough things, but for the most part, we use it medicinally. And whether we do one or the other, I guess at the end of the day, we use it with intention, which is respectful to the herb, which is respectful to Goddess herself, really. So for my documentation's sake, this is June 16th that I am. Okay, just so you guys know, I have decided, because this is getting sticky on everything, I have decided, should I put another dose on top of that part that got wiped? What do I do with it? Did I actually put something back where it belongs? Oh, I knew it. I knew I could count on me. But I'm going to put it back where it belongs after this. Let's get a little bit more. That's actually a lot more. Oh, shit. Oh, since I have it, though, that's actually an oral dose. You know how when you always hear people say a dose of RSO is about the size of a rice grain? That's it. And this amount of RSO right here, even if you're an experienced consumer, even if you smoker, even if you're an experienced smoker, even if you are an experienced smoker, if you take a double dose of this your first time using it ever, it's gonna be something. I want to be there. I want to see you do that shit. I think this is, I'm going to throw this away because I keep putting that in there. And I don't want to reintroduce whatever elements are a part of this one. Okay, so this first picture, I guess I can grab it. Because I suck at making collages. I have like a layout app that makes me able to put multiple pictures together. But maybe I'll just show that one separately as the injury. And then we'll go from the healing shots from here. So let me get the camera. And I'm going to take a picture. It's downstairs. Oh, it's downstairs because we were going to go eat lunch. Take this. These glasses go right here. I got caught up with John Collier. And let's get speaking of, let's get a huge dose popping off here. And I can't remember what I needed to do in the garden, but it was a lot of shit. I need to clean out the fridge. But what we want to do first is go have lunch. So what I want to, I am gonna put a Band-Aid on it after all. I just want to put a regular. This is not dollar store, but it's not name brand either. And I wanted to do that because, ooh, where's my alcohol? I talk so much shit about how effective alcohol is, cooling a bitch off, and I'm not using it. Oh, that was the whole point in getting this, right? I can't spray it right on, but I want to, in order for it not to get in my eyes, I just put it in my hand and wipe all across my face. Ooh, yes ma'am. Yes ma'am. Yes ma'am. You menopause matrons, get yourself a spray bottle of alcohol. Look, dry. And I'm cooling off from the inside for real, not just aesthetically. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and put a regular off-brand Band-Aid on. I have some other Band-Aids that are really good, but I specifically do not want, we have some really nice waterproof bandages, but I deliberately don't want a waterproof bandage because, let's talk about it. Okay? We grown. We're decolonizing actively. So, you know, we still got some beliefs that need the kinks worked out. But PHARMkko has taught us our whole lives, you know, to get a scratch and get a Band-Aid. I never aligned with that. Even as a kid, if my mom wanted to put a Band-Aid on something, I let her put a Band-Aid on something. But that Band-Aid was coming off. And it was coming off with regular play. But let's just say I didn't go out of my way to keep my Band-Aid from falling off during regular young activity. You know, when I had a little scratch or something. Because it's always been my belief that when an injury, a small injury, I don't know about gouges, right? But when you have a scrape or a wound or a scratch, the more air it gets, the faster it heals. So germs are a thing. Bacteria is a thing, right? And I don't recommend anybody go out and you know, you have yourself a scratch and go and rub dirt into it. But quite frankly, if I had to fake pretend that I knew anything about anything in the world, I would wager that the goddamn dirt from the ground actually is more healing than any of the pharmaceutical, than the American pharmaceutical industry's fabricated medications would be for that injury. So, like I said, even as a young person, like, I would just as soon, I would go for the alcohol. I'm down with that. But I'll rub some dirt into my scratch to heal it and make sure it gets air throughout the day, because the Band-Aid seems like it didn't let any air in, and so the wound stayed moist and therefore remained viable and susceptible to actually soaking up any bad bacteria at the end. So as soon as you take that Band-Aid off, bacteria's like, ooh, fresh meat, literally fresh meat, right? But if you're just out there and it's getting air and it's regular, you know, there are different little dust particles sticking to it and stuff. It's drying out. Probably how a scab is made in the first motherfucking place. But anyway, so, you know, it's allowed to breathe and use the oxygen that makes up our bodies and our body's ability to bleed and create and to are we grown? Basically, the only way I want a waterproof Band-Aid is if I have an injury that I need not to aggravate in the shower. Those are the only conditions under which I would prefer a waterproof Band-Aid, a really good quality Band-Aid. Otherwise, if I didn't have Rick doctoring this up for me, I would just want air. I don't care, even in the garden. In fact, better in the garden. Just, you know, do whatever it's going to do to heal, and it'll heal pretty fast on its own. And who knows, maybe that's because I have such a, maybe that's because I supplement with maybe that's because I supplement with Rick so regularly that my natural cannabinoids are always doing what they're supposed to do, and therefore my immune system, I'm a chill. So, yeah, I have these little bandages. Yeah, so the only reason I use waterproof band-aids will be in the shower, and I don't use, I guess I would say that I don't overall use band-aids at all, okay? But if I'm going to take advantage of the benefits of Rick, then I want a raggedy ass bandage, just because Rick is sticky and he'll get all over everything everywhere, because Rick is clingy and he'll get all over everything and everyone with every move I make, right? So I do want a raggedy, oops, it looked like it's still a little better quality than I would prefer. And now I'm contracting my joints as much as possible because, oh, let's just throw that out there, you know, just the little grown folks wisdom. Contract and bend all your joints as far as they can possibly go when you're applying something like a Band-Aid, so that you'll have full flexibility on said Band-Aid. Because if you would have done it like this and applied it, then every time you extend your wrist, you risk the adhesive on your Band-Aid releasing prematurely. Oh, God, sometimes I can't get the words out, and sometimes I can flow with multisyllabic vernacular without even so much as taking a breath in between or even pausing to say, like that, but even more. So yeah, put this on. And generally, I would still go ahead and keep this on in the shower and let it come off in said shower. Where, of course, the Rick would rinse itself off. When I shower, I would wash around it, and I would just let the Rick come off naturally like it does. You know, I'm just going to go ahead and take you through the process. We're just going to go ahead and go through the process. Ooh, that means that y'all going to spend some of the weekend with us. But between me and you, cuz, God has made our bodies. God has made these machines that we call bodies in such perfection that they can heal themselves. You ever think about that? Think about that. The way we do get those scratches and injuries. And then, think about it. And then your body creates a scab. And then that scab falls off if you don't peel it off prematurely, because your human ass won't let the machine do what it do that God has created it to do. But, you know, that's human nature. We have all peeled off a scab prematurely. The flaws of being human, I swear. But if you think about that, you know how they show the aliens or in sci-fi movies and how they get stabbed, or superheroes get stabbed, and then the skin comes back together and reattaches and heals itself. Our literal bodies literally do that. If you think of it in time-lapse terms. If you time-lapse the creation of a scab, of an injury, from the injury to its creation, even without treating it within, no Neosporin, bitch, no alcohol peroxide. That's the number one. I lied, not alcohol peroxide. In terms of, they tied. Yeah. So I lied, not just alcohol's number one, it's tied with peroxide. Make a note of it, girl. The ancestors sent those messages, and if your Medea didn't tell you, here I am. Yes. So, yeah, if you time-lapse yourself with a small injury or burn, it's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. So whenever I do a doggone video, it's going to have to involve this now, huh? Well, I'm acting like that's a bad thing. Who cares? Share it. But yeah, I got these little spot Band-Aid. That would have been perfect right there. But these hold so well, and waterproof and all, that it defeats the purpose. Because like I said, I try not to wear a Band-Aid at all. And then if I do wear a Band-Aid, it's just because I have applied a antibiotic or antibacterial agent, and I don't want it to smear all over everything. Or if I'm taking a shower and don't want the antibacterial agent disturbed, or if it's in a place that's going to be wet constantly throughout the day. Like if my injury, if this was any higher up and I would be washing my hands all day every day, I would then go for the waterproof coverage. But you know all that, but I just want to cover all the details as I come up with them. Because if I come up with this shit after I make this video, I'll be so mad, because I'll be like, I didn't include that in the video. And I'm liable not to remember it in annotations when I edit this hoe. It is what it is. And it's not because of cannabis. It's because I forget shit as a middle-aged woman.